The Edge program has been hitting the bullseye of what people are interested in. Do you feel like I do? We're now broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from the new EBN, the Edge Broadcasting Network. We've added a web store. We're making a difference in the search for truth, and we're sharing our success with you. Do you feel like I do? From around the world, people are listening. They're sending in their stories and comments. They're making guest suggestions. They're telling their friends about the show. Do you feel like I do? Listen every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and feel like I do, right here on this station.
Political and religious news, supernatural happenings, unexplained mysteries, conspiracy theories, and special guests along with your calls right here on the Edge radio broadcast with your host, Daniel Ott.
All right, welcome back to Spiritually Speaking. As you had seen from that video presentation that we played during the break, that's what our teens face every single day, and I believe that actually was even kind of mild in a way, and some of the things I had seen and some of the things that I've been viewing today. To be honest, I saw some things. Some video and some presentations, some that were seeing people out there trying to help young people, which thrilled my heart, and then seeing other videos that just made me cry. I'm not afraid to say that I cry. I cry over the people, I cry over our youth, I cry over a lot of things that just sometimes just touch your heart in such a way that you have some way to release a little bit of it. But I'd like to start off by saying a few things. If we, as parents, think for a moment that we have it harder than our kids when it comes to the peer pressures faced today, we are so sadly mistaken. I'm going to digress a little bit back to when I was a youth. And I remember that walking outside, never having to really wonder about if someone's standing in your yard or someone watching you. I felt safe in my surroundings. I just thought the other day that when I walked up to my car and in my own driveway, and I go get something, and I had forgotten that I didn't have my keys on me because the car was locked. Locked, folks. Locked, sitting in my very own driveway. Sad. Very sad. Our world today has become violent, mean, vindictive, and destructive in every facet of life that we walk in. We see it every single day. I was just watching some video on the cable channel. I'm not sure what the program was entitled. I got in on the middle of it a little bit, and the program was about outrageous videos that they had covered under workplaces where people had just lost it. Adults had lost it. A couple of different offices where men just absolutely lost control and just destroyed the office and materials and injured people. We just live in a violent world, folks, and our children see these things. Our children are confronted with these things every single day. I mean, good heavens, folks, we see it on television, we see it on the news, we see, the two things that Hollywood producers will tell you that sells is sex and violence. We have movies that glorify, that glamorize drug dealers, pimps, car thieves, we got, that just say how cool it is to be a rebel. We thought rebels back in the 50s were like, James Dean and things like, growing up in Elvis Presley, because Elvis Presley wanted to shake his leg while he danced and get a little active, and when he moved, James Dean wanted to race cars fast. Good night if all I had to worry about was racing cars fast and shaking your legs a little bit and getting animated in your singing and performances. That's the worst we had to worry about if our kids sing. You know what? I consider ourselves lucky. I grew up in the late 70s and 80s, and people talk about the 70s and the drugs and this, that, and the other, but you know what? It wasn't something that was pressed everywhere. It was still a minor thing in a lot of areas, and most of the country and most of the parents were on top of their children and suppressing that in a way to say, hey, listen, you see what kind of deadbeats these druggies turn out to be. Do you want to be that? I don't know, folks. We've laid down on the job as parents. We've laid down the job as a society with morals. We have turned our back on God. We have told God we don't need you. We don't want your help, and we want you to take a walk. And folks, God said, okay. God said, if you don't want my help, then I'm not going to force you. See, the thing about God we have to remember, folks, and keep in mind that God created us as beings of free will. We may choose to go left, we may choose to go right, we may choose to sit on our fat butts and do nothing if we so choose to do it. And that's exactly what we've done. Exactly what we have done. We have sat on our butts and let society dictate on how our children should act. We have sat on our butts and allowed society and our politicians to dictate how we can discipline our children. We have let people like Dr. Spock, only Spock that I thought had any kind of intelligence was Mr. Spock from Star Trek. Okay, folks? As far as I'm concerned, Dr. Spock had the IQ of a peanut when it come to how to raise and discipline a child. I believe God said it best when he said, spare the rod, spoil the child. Folks, we need to be about our children's business and to let them know what is going on in the world, what to look out for, and help fortify their resolve into making the right choices. That means we have to be involved. If we choose to sit on our duffs and let our children express themselves, I love that saying, let the children just express themselves, let everyone just express themselves in their own beautiful way. Well, you know what? It's time for you parents, you grandparents, you aunts, you uncles, you older siblings, you teachers, you administrators, you neighbors, to express yourselves and to teach these children the right way to act and what to say no to and what to say yes to. Come on, folks. What are we doing here? Are we determined to let our youth just go down the drain? Are we determined to let them just say, hey, where's my help at? Where are my parents at? Do you know, children want to be parented. I don't care what Hollywood says. I don't care what, they say on commercials or these stupid shows they have on television. Children want direction. Children want you to be a part of their lives. You're going to see a video presentation, and it's merely a pictorial presentation that I want to show later on the program here. and